Good morning, everyone. This morning I'm out working in the garage for a bit. I have some Rudbeckia that I need to pot up. That's like my last seed starting. I lie because this is seed starting here. I saw a wonderful Instagram the other day, Anya the Garden Fairy. She did pots of cosmos. So this is actually going to be the smaller cosmos for my pots. You can't see it. We'll come out later when it's daylight. I gotta run and do the grocery shopping this morning. So I'm getting soil ready to start those seeds because what's today? April 12th. So we probably have about a month before I would get those out. And then I got 2 more trays I got to get ready for potting up the Rudbeckia and some basils because I grow way too much basil and I just can't stand to get rid of it. The rest of it, I have a lady outside of town who's just getting into this gardening thing, and I will probably give her the extra seedlings. I did that a few weeks ago. She came and got a bunch. So yeah, seed starting's winding down. I promise this is gonna be it. But out in the garage, I've been tough with things lately. I'm like, you have to get out. We got to get going. I have lots of snapdragons. They have actually already had one haircut. They possibly could get another one. I've got sweet peas and butterfly peas, more snaps. Down here I have the rose campion, the mullein. That's the mullein wedding candles. I'm liking this plant already. I just like the leaves and I like the purple. See the purple stems? That's really pretty. Oh, did we see this? Look at that. It's a good thing I came out here with you guys today. Look at that. So what is this? Hold on. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is the Celine Sabella Carmine. Well, I'll be darned. Look at that. And then there's some sea holly next to it. More sea holly. Oh goodness, Joom. I've got some Joom because I do watch Monty Don and I fell in love with Joom watching that show. And there's some really pretty ones that I want to order. They're like apricot with a pink tinge. Oh my goodness. But they're really expensive. And I think I already have enough stuff. I was telling my husband this morning, my problem is I want to grow everything. Just everything. So here we have, I haven't watered out here yet, more snaps. That is euphorbia. Some more of that mullein. That's a snapdragon leaning over. And then sea holly. That is Cupid's Dart, some more of that Sabella Celine Carmine. Oh my gosh, I'm growing that again next year, I see. Same, it's just basically the same out here. Things that can take the cold. I haven't minded one bit. I have had stuff back in the barn. I've got ranunculus and anemones in my raised garden beds, and I put in shallots yesterday. So later on, when it's daylight, I will get back and we will do a little tour of the rest. But right now, I will take you inside for that. All right, so I got some coffee this morning. Usually I try to take a break about 5 o'clock because I get up at an insane time for work. I get up at 1 a.m. to get everything done before I go. So usually when I'm off, I try to take a break about 5 o'clock. Unfortunately, I've been a little busy. So those cosmos that I'm going to start today. Oh, and look at my sweet alyssum. Isn't it sweet in there? Yes. That's sweet alyssum's just for me because it's a very good crop. It encourages other crops. So eventually this will go in the table. But for right now, this is where it is. So the cosmos, it's apricot lemonade. That's that one. I just love those. And they never do good in the garden. So we'll do them in pots. I have capriola, These are dwarf. It says light red picotee with dark red centers. So those I have, and I'll show you later. I have big pots that come down the side that edge our yard. I think those are going to go in those. That's another Capriola Xanthos. And if you want soft buttery yellow, if you want to see these, just go to my Cosmos video because they're all in there. Sonata Pink Blush, I think we can, they're pink. Rubinato, this is another dark one. It's the dark red. And Apollo Love Song, I've never done this one. Pink Picotee, pink and white. They excel in heat and are disease resistant. But are they Japanese beetle resistant? That's the question. So here's what we got going on in here. These are carnations, the Madame Chabad series that I started. I've taken what I want from those, and I think the rest are going. Here's what's left of my basil. And I may not take all this, but the Tulsi basil here at the end, I will take all of that because it is my favorite. Here I have Dara and then Didiscus, blue lace Didiscus. Yeah. And here's some little zinnias that I started. Last year I started a whole bunch of zinnias and for the seed sale and nobody bought any. So these are just mine so I can get an early start on blooms. That's all. And everything has come up really good except for the raspberry limeade. Here is the Rebecca that needs to be up potted. Probably won't get that done before I leave, but I'll do it when I come back. It's supposed to be 81 degrees here today, but it's supposed to be 35-mile-an-hour winds too. So down here, this is honeywort, and then I have all kinds of agastache, agastache and hyssop. This is celosia, and then more sweet alyssum. Oh, geez, did I miss watering that? Boy, I'll tell you. This is celosia again. I have some larkspur on the very end of that tray. On this one, I have some white mignonette. I have some tetrafeverfew. Those back there, that's my petunias. It's cosmic cherry petunias. And, oh, Cresspedia in the middle, and bronze fennel. You can kind of see. So this fennel is more of a decorative fennel, and the foliage is very bronzy and coppery color. It's gorgeous. It's really nice in bouquets. Down here, I have, the red. That's motherwort at the end. I have some peach screamer, Nicotiana, and then some more celosia. These are sunspot sunflowers. I had somebody request those, so therefore, Joanne Kai, if you're watching, they're here. They're doing well. Here we have some of the Astra Gold sunflowers, some Rose Cream sunflowers. Those did not germinate well. Astra Gold did. The peach or the Rose Cream, not so much. I was disappointed. At the end, we've got some of those Madame Chabad series of carnations, and that's what that tray is. Here we have some Hot Biscuits Amaranth. I love the amaranth, the Hot Biscuits. And what else did I do? Oh, the emerald tassels. I loved that last year, but they're so huge, you only need a few plants. So up here, it looks like we have Status. Some of my violas I need to put out. Chamomile, eucalyptus, more violas. You know, what do you think? Think they're about ready to go out? Coleus. The Linaria is not holding up well. This is my first year doing it, so Next year I know not to start it so early. Up here I had some extra basil, white sage, and a fennel. You know, my bronze fennel germinates wonderfully, my regular fennel not so much. This is Gomphrena. Over here, more statice. I got a lot of dried flowers. Tomatoes. So I always do the same tomatoes. I do Brandywines for my husband. I do Italian heirloom and Amish paste for me. I get the seed for them at Seed Savers in Decorah. And the Amish paste tomatoes, or not Amish paste, we know that. Italian heirlooms. I get 2-pound paste tomatoes off these things. They're beautiful and they do wonderful here in Iowa. I did do 2 different kinds of cherry tomatoes. I did the cherry fountains there, and then I did a blue strawberry. They're cute. They're supposed to be super sweet. In the front, I got some peppers there. I've got orange bites. They're little ones. Red bites. They're little ones. Jalapenos. Some of those Zulu peppers, which are the dark purple, basically black peppers, and California Wonder, because you can't beat a California Wonder. They're reliable. Here, this is Tulsi. I love Tulsi basil. Like I said, I put Tulsi in almost every tea I make, my tea blends. It's awesome. If you were here right now, you would be in love with this scent. Down here, more peppers. These are really doing well down here. What do we got? Orange bites. Oh, there's some of the jigsaw, and those are the ornamental peppers with the purple and white variegated leaves. They're pretty. More tomatoes, celosia. These are just extras down here at celosia. There's some of that honeywort, more celosia, some nicotiana. My herbs up here are doing well. I did get some spider mites and some of the chamomiles, so I took them outside and sprayed them with some neem. They're out in the garage right now. But I am going to start a few more herbs in with those cosmos because I have a problem. What can I say? I got extra eucalyptus up here. Here's some baby white sages. You know, sometimes you got some plants that come up and they just do really well, and then you got the same seed and they need a little bump. So I got some rosemary, some white sage, and some of those petunias up here in this little tray. So then we come down here. Look at the nasturtiums, always overachieving, and we got a long way to go. I didn't start these till like maybe 2 weeks ago. Good golly. Here we have the Heliopsis. We have some more Coleus up front. They're not doing as well as those over there. This would be Strawflower. We'll go down here. Basil, because I don't have enough basil. More Strawflower. This tray looks terrible. I'm going to tell you what. I started 2 different kinds of cress, and neither one of them look good. They're leggy. They're just not a good hardy plant. And, you know, I see these pictures of this cress, so we'll see how it performs out in the garden, but I'm not impressed so far. Up there is Sweet Annie. I have some more down there. That's an herb that I use a lot of too, and especially as fillers. Oh my goodness. Strawflowers. More basil. More basil. Yes, I have a problem with basil. So down here, I put the ginger down here. It really needs to go out. Yeah, all the tall stuff went down here. More Sweet Annie. There's some feverfew, and I think that is, well, right there, that's purple millet, and then there's white marigolds back there. More millet right there, and poor man's orchid. Oh yeah, those are awesome. Those are awesome. What do I got right here? Strawflowers. More strawflowers. So things are doing well. It's very crowded in here right now. I've planted a bunch outside. I got all the Lisianthus. It's all out in the barn and the greenhouse. Like I said, we'll go out there later. Right now, I'm gonna go finish my coffee, and I'd better get out of the shorts and t-shirt and put some presentable clothes on it this time, so we can go up to Maquoketa. So we will pick this up later. Okay, so I'm in the barn. We'll give a check on the Lisianthus quick. There's Otis and Lucille. They're not spoiled kitties out here, but that's why they're cuddle kitties. All right, so please excuse the mess. It's a mess. I've been very busy. I just finished my first weed whack of the year. Lucky me. All right, so this is what we've got going in here. Oh, that's some of the grass. I don't like that. Hold on. This, geez, any other time I get the lights to go out real fast. I don't want to work at all. Here we go. Oh, much better. So, there's the cress. I don't like it. I just don't like it. But here I've got, oh, here's some more of that Silene Sebelia Carmine that was blooming in the garage. Lisianthus, and some bachelor's buttons. More Lizzies. Lizards. Actually, I think that's some stock down there. One of the kitties decided to help me and dump a tray, as you can see. That was the stock underneath there. Lizzies, lots of Lizzies. So that's what's going on in here with the Lizzies. This has worked wonderfully to the point where over the winter or fall when I get done, I really want to make room for another one, because this has been great in here to be able to have it. We're going to go outside in a second. You're going to see why I don't like putting stuff like this up outside. All right, I will see you outside in a minute. Okay, we're finally outside. So, excuse the wind. This is why I don't like having those outside. Here's the rhubarb. It's looking good. I actually have more rhubarb in there in the inside, but the inside needs to be cleaned. We're not going to go in there. I just weed whacked and we mowed, so I'm going to leave that alone until I get it picked up a bit. I can't, no sense in cleaning today. I can't burn with stuff, and that's what we do out here. We burn. Okay, so here's cabbages and beets and cauliflowers. These all, yes, they could go in. I am still waiting on my load of compost that was supposed to be here on the 30th. So, I guess I'm just going to be buying compost. I don't know. I really needed it. I need to get it down. So here's some bachelor's buttons and some stock. They're kind of taking a beating today, but the winter sowing's doing good. Last I checked, everything is up. Okay, we're going to lose the protection of the barn here, but here we go. So, this is what I've got done so far out here. I've got 4 of them. I had these 4 out and placed, and then we started getting reports that we were going to get that bad weather in a day, the tornadoes, which we did. We had a lot of tornadoes that day. So I really had to bust it to get, I put wood in the bottom and I put dirt on the top to make sure everything was stabilized. I'm working on putting the rest of them together and getting those out and getting placed, and then I can take down this middle fence. It's going to be great. But as you can see, I've got, these are the anemones. So I planted these early yesterday morning before it got hot. We're having 3 days of 80s. It's crazy. So I came out, I had these all in by 4 a.m. so they could get adjusted before it got too hot, because they don't like the heat. But I figured they're going to do a lot better in here with the heat than they were in those little pots, and they can take the cold that's coming up too. That's their jam, you know, the cold. That's what they love. The garden, not too much going on out here yet. It's too dry to till. I don't have any compost. So I'll probably this next week just start hauling it home in bags like I've been doing. And I will get it down, and then the potatoes will go back in that corner, and over here the cauliflower and stuff will go. Cauliflower, broccoli, cabbages. There is asparagus up, but we kind of need a good rain right now. We got a lot of wind, a lot of heat, but not much rain. It's supposed to rain, I think, Friday night into Saturday. So in the table I did plant. Here I've got lettuces. I've got 5 rows of lettuces. They're smaller lettuces, pelleted. I got them from Haas Seeds. It's the same kind that I started inside. I got some onions. I've got some Parisian carrots. Those are the little carrots. They're perfect snackers. And then here I've got some radishes. 4 rows of radishes and some more onions. Up here, oh shoot, I forgot about the ones up front in there. In the window boxes up in front of the barn, I planted some arugula. This is kales. Yeah, arugula and spinach up there. Sorry. And this is 2 different kinds of kales. Nice and windy out today. Oh look, the creeping Charlie's blooming. I actually find, I know the raspberries need to be weeded. It's too dry, I can't weed it. There's no sense in trying right now. But I always find that the asparagus seems to do better if it has a little ground cover. We used to go out to this farm outside of Kelmis, and this guy would just plant it in the grass. He had it all planted in the grass. It'd just come up, and it'd come up in bundles in the spring. So I do keep it down. I don't let it take over, but I do give it a little cover because it seems to like that. So here's the shallots. So before I put out the shallots, I gave them all a little haircut so it'd be easier for them. And they should be able to take, we're going from 80 today. It's supposed to be like 50 this weekend, and one night back down to the 30s. So we got winter onions. These are my first onions of the year. I'll start digging those soon. The tulips, they're all up. No blooms yet. My garlic looks terrible. This was all garlic here. I have 1, and then that little bit there. How sad is that? It's very sad. I've got apple trees. So the orchard back here, I've got, oh boy, I've got 7 apple trees all together. I got 7 apple trees all together. 4 apricots, 2 cherries, 2 elderberries, and I do have a new apple tree up in the middle part, Black Arkansas, I put in the other day. So that's 8 apple trees. I love apples. Yes. All right. So I'm going to close things up back here, and we'll go around front, and I will show you the front flower beds that are clean. So this is my front flower bed. When we built this house, this was just a big dirt patch. Our dirt guy, Joey, goes, "What do you want to do with that?" I said, "Fill it with gravel, Joey. I'm done with everything at this point." So he left it because he knew me. I was just having a moment, I guess. So we'll start here. This is, oh my, look at, I have tulips in here, and I think the squirrels know that I have tulips in here. I just took the protective covering off. So I put tulips in these 3. So this is where I was thinking those dark cosmos would go, down this border. I mean, the middle part, I'll probably put those coleus in there. But, yep, we do have a Generac. My God, it's the best thing we ever did. That was our 25th wedding anniversary present. We don't go on vacations. We don't do honeymoon. We didn't do a honeymoon, but we went big for our 25th. We got a generator, and it's been wonderful. So Back there I have some boxwood. I actually have some clematis that I pulled out of the middle part that it seeded itself, and they are growing in on those little trellises right there. I have some penstemon there. I'm going to get some more penstemon and put it probably up in here to cover the generator a bit. They did this while I was gone at work. I came home, I'm like, oh my God. So I've got a little evergreen that I got on the clearance. I got my little dwarf evergreens there. Some hibiscus, some hardy hibiscus. So these are my urns, some more penstemon. Up here I have some little Asiatic lilies, and then bee balms. Real pretty, like pinks, bright pinks that redo. And then the penstemons get big. And what's his name? That's a little hydrant or a butterfly bush. Gosh darn it, I can't remember the name right now. So there's my bench. I'll get my pillows out eventually, and my other urn. So we just kind of continue that. So, you know, everything is a work in progress here. This is the beginning of the 3rd year for this flower bed. I got a lot to do yet. Not gonna lie. Got a climbing rose. That's the American Dawn climbing rose. More penstemon. And oh, those are salvias that I picked up last year on clearance that I put in, and that will go with the hibiscus there. So I got back here, I got some fluffy arbs. This isn't the best soil. I'm not gonna lie, I did a lot to amend it, but it's heavy clay, especially over here. I got some more of those Asiatic lilies coming over here. And then that is more tulips that they haven't found yet. So I did trim up the rows a bit, but it still needs some work. So let's go over to the other side. I've got my urns up front here, and I pressure washed this side area today and washed all the cushions and stuff. So we got 14 grain bins sitting there in the backyard. It gets very dusty. There's the cat bed. I have a stray cat named Yancy that lives up here. Her owner died, and the owner's partner just kind of threw this cat out. Unfortunately, she doesn't get along good with the barn kitties, and she can't come in the house with the dogs. That would just be bad. So this is stuff that all needs to go back to the barn. There's Yancy's heat mat she had for the winter. She had a heated water, insulated dog house. She has a bed, heat pad. She does pretty good. So over here, maybe we should start over here. This is my June bearing strawberries. So when our other house burnt, the whole back along the sidewalk, we had a screened in porch. It was gorgeous. I had the white shears, and it was painted this nice apricot-y color, so it was very easy, very relaxing. And I had strawberries all up in flower beds along the sidewalk in front of it. Well, when the house burnt, because that was the part of the house that burnt the worst, you know, everything burnt bad, but that was pretty much done. I had all these strawberries, and I thought for sure they were dead. Then they started coming back, and I actually gave away like 300 plants to the church over in Grand Mountain. And I don't know, this is what I had left. Oh my goodness. I actually had them out back for a while. The fall before, for some reason, I had dug in a new flower bed. I dug up all the sod, and it was just sitting there empty. It was like God made me do this in the fall because he knew he was planning. You know, he was making a plan with me. I just didn't know everything of the plan at that time. So this is my everbearing, or the June bearing strawberries. I have everbearings in the tanks up there. So I do a little bit of both. We get a lot of strawberries. I love strawberries. We freeze them and we use every last one of them. In fact, that's probably what I'm going to have for lunch is a berry smoothie when I go in because it's hot. I don't feel like eating. I have roses in here. Has anybody read Diane Ackerman's In the Garden of the Senses? Oh my gosh, what a beautiful book. Diane Ackerman is excellent. Basically, she's going season through season in her garden with you and describing everything, and it's just gorgeous. I used to read it every January. I lost my copy in the fire, of course, and there are no copies that I can find right now in print. So I have it I'm on the list because I miss reading it. And she loves roses. That is her thing. So the roses she describes, it's always made me want an area with roses. So guess what? This is my area with roses now. So I don't have enough roses yet, and I'd like to add a Coco Loco this year, and there's one other one. I just haven't got that far yet. So we have roses. And in this little sheltered area, they do really well and they live. That's one of the big problems with being out here in the open. They die. They don't make it. So I've got some blackberry canes that I put in last year, and I'm still looking for a way to keep these canes. Right now I'm just kind of slipping them behind the boards there to keep them up. I saw some Velcro fasteners. My husband doesn't want me to put holes in the fence. So I was thinking these Velcro fasteners, and then I could wind it around the canes and keep them up. And then I can move them when I need to. And that way I can have blackberries, more roses. Some of these I've got at Tyson. Some of these I got at Menagerie Farms out in California. She has beautiful roses, beautiful. So then I got some Penstemon. Again, I love Penstemon. Some Salvia. Why can't I remember that name? Nothing in the orange yet. More roses, more of that. Another rose, that is, what is that? A moonstone? It's gorgeous. And the smell is incredible. More roses. And at the other house, I did have a lilac. This is my lilac. So I had to have a lilac again. So this way, this is my bedroom window. So I can open my bedroom window and the lilacs and the roses, I can smell it. It's awesome. Over here, I had some of, what is it? Oh, everlasting hydrangeas. It was the blue ones that I had to move. And actually, this is what's left. I had to cut it into 5. It was awful. It was huge. It wasn't awful. It was beautiful when it was there, but it was huge. So this is what I got, 2 little pieces right there, and then the salvia that seeds itself. It's that dark hot pink. I went ahead and I've just been adding it along here. This is the dogs area. There's my new apple tree. I've got a crab apple, and then I got 9 barks closer to the fence. Oh, sorry about the wind. As you can see, the dogs area, the dog toys. So there's the strawberries in those tanks. Those are the tanks that I'm putting together now for out back, are those kind. And then I've got a Gin Fizz juniper and another fluffy arb over there. Lots of hydrangeas in the middle, roses. I've got 2 huge climbing roses. We'll get in there once I get it cleaned up. This area here, this I really don't have anything. The first year I did Impatiens and Coleus, and it was fabulous. You would be amazed at how much they have reseeded themselves. So this year I was thinking about just maybe doing some hostas to fill it in, because I did put some heuchera in here, but they're not doing well. I don't know why. So I was thinking about just getting some of the green and white hostas, putting them down through here. I have lots of, oh gosh, let me get up here on the window. Jeez. I got lots of little things reseeding itself, coming back in here. So I'm just to the point where I don't want to plant it every year because I have so much going out back. A lot out back. So this is my little area that I pressure washed all the siding this morning and scrubbed it, waiting on my mat to get fixed or dry. Good day for drying. There's Yancey's house and her food. Oh, there's my dogs. And there's my little area to sit with coffee. So I did have some pots out here, those 2 pots, but I don't think I'm going to plant those this year. Let's see if this is dry. Well, and that about does it for right now. I've got you all caught up. So it's been very busy. Oh, Yancey's bed's dry. It's been very busy. Just trying to get everything caught up. That's Daisy. She thinks she's a tough dog. She's the run of the litter. She's got small dog syndrome. All right, well, you all have a fabulous day. I'm going to go in and take a shower and make a smoothie and kind of relax. Back to work tomorrow. I got my 312s coming. See you later. Bye.